That's a great intro. I
Oh,
love
thanks.
it. Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
Very
thanks.
jazzy, and get you going. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
I couldn't, when I originally did it, I didn't know whether to do something upbeat or something
Oh, yeah.
relaxing. I kind of went for in between, but
It
yeah,
is in between, but I like the pictures and yeah, very nice, Jason.
yeah.
Thank
Well, thank you.
you. Uh,
I'm excited when I get to use it. So this is number 3.
oh,
So
sure. One of two. There you
yeah.
go. Oh,
Um, so we are simulcasting. Thank you for those of you that are here, and for those of you that are on Aley's channel, I'm Jason Tempinski. I'm psychic medium and QHHT practitioner, expanding my knowledge over the past couple of months. So I'm happy to be doing shows again. And Aley was so nice to join me.
yeah.
So I'm happy to reconnect with her. And I don't know if there's a lot of people on my channel, but if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure, I'll do it. So, yeah, I'm really pleased to be back here with Jason, and I sure understand that we all need time, some downtime, some self-care time, and but I really enjoy working with you, and so thank you so much for remembering and bringing me on this week. Yeah, oh, I really enjoy it. So thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, that's okay. I was just going to say, welcome to my subscribers and members, and welcome to yours. And thank you all for being here. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some readings. So if you'd like to ask some questions, you're more than welcome to post those. Please do them in caps. I apologize in advance. I'm still learning the ropes of being a host and starting questions, so bear with me. No particular order. Also, if you ask about questions about others, please just use their first names. That'd be much appreciated, just to protect their identities. And I guess while you do that, we were kind of talking about the Akashic records.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. We only had 1 or 2 people that was doing that sort of thing. And now Val from, and you probably would enjoy working with Val from Dragonfly Crystals. She and I've been helping her do some Akashic record classes, and people are exploding. It's just absolutely wonderful. So between that and the downloads that we've been getting, and I think all of us need to do a dream vacation or something, because it is exhausting, I'm finding, but so worth it. Yeah.
I found it was interesting because I had been on the fence for a while about, do I need to pay for this? Is this something no, I
get it.
Something I mean, there's some really great books out there. There's a couple well-known people who teach, but then they also have books, so I was kind of on the fence. And then I found actually through Kevin Lewis. He took a class with a lady she's out of New Zealand, and
okay,
really reasonable. So it was a great experience. I've learned kind of interestingly, because I guess in the background, my own spirit team was kind of like, you don't need to take the classes, and I really didn't understand what that meant. And then it really, actually, I think it's my QHH training. It's kind of like I'm already working with the records in a way, so it really wasn't
difficult. Yeah.
So it was more about method and how to do readings rather than trying to expand my brain around how everything works. But
how everything has to work. I think we've been taught so long, Jason, that we have to do it everything in a certain way. And that, you have to do it. For me, it was the regular classes, like teaching classes. And I thought, I have to have credentialing in order to do. And you know what? It's like, we're gifted with all this. We just have to remember. That's all we have to do. And yes, QHHT is absolutely past Akashic. It is.
It was.
So, you trust yourself. I'm glad. And yet it's always nice to refresh yourself as well. So good for you. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be doing readings fairly soon. I don't know. I jumped into QHHT and now I'm kind of like nervous. I know that it has to, I just have to jump in and do it.
And you have to feel comfortable whenever that comes along for you. Yeah. I understand. I understand. All right. Looks like we got lots of questions here. You can start tagging them. Yeah.
I've been slacking a little bit on the questions.
That's all right. That's all right. It's an art, Jason. It's really an art, but at the same time, you're learning, and everybody will try to understand. Everybody understands that. If you don't do it, if you don't practice it, how can you get better?
Yeah.
So,
let's see. Also, some conversations going on about the Akashic records. That's interesting. Before we start talking about it.
Yeah. Juanita's review says, how did you get started? She wasn't familiar with you. And you've been on with me once, and you've been on with Terry Renner, and I know you've been on with Linda G.
Yeah.
And Kevin, probably. Kevin Lewis.
Kevin.
As well.
I've been doing a monthly thing with Debbie Freebird Spirit where we kind of talk about current energies and so it's little bits. Sorry.
That's all right. You see the stars, right?
I do. I've starred one.
Kevin? You starred one. That's all right, Jason. That's all right. Yeah.
We could start with this. It looks like it's a birthday, so that's even better. So Don Mousy.
Hi, Don Mousy. It's your birthday? Happy birthday. Yeah. That's fabulous. Okay.
So message for my birthday.
I'm getting the Beatles song. They say it's your birthday. Fabulous. All right. So I pulled 2 cards for you, Don Mousy. The first one is reach for your dream knowing that it's already coming true. You have the power. And so reach for whatever it is that you're wanting this year and think only in terms of being absolutely sure it's coming your way for the highest good. The second one I get is sing like the birds, not worrying about what other people think. Make sure you be yourself and share your heart and share your truth. So whatever your dream is, don't worry about what other people think about it. They tend to poo-poo stuff. You tell somebody, oh, I'm going to do this. And they go, oh, you really want to do that? Don't let anybody do that to you. There you go.
So the first one I got was the Druid card, holding the space. So this is just all about reconnecting with nature, natural instincts, trusting your intuition. So kind of along what Aley just was talking about, listen to your inner voice. It's good to listen to others, but if it's not what you really feel, really trusting yourself with that. Higher heart activation, dropping shields, divine love. Your heart is healed. We have many chakras beyond what we usually see or what we usually kind of talk about. Higher heart, it's what connects you with the divine. So just really acknowledging that, opening yourself up to love. I know messages coming through a lot for people is being vulnerable, and opening yourself up to love doesn't mean that you're opening yourself up to be hurt. That's kind of what we think and what we tend to hold with us based on past experience, but we're in a time right now where it's really important to not be afraid to do that. So that's essentially what I have for you too. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. I'm so glad we could read for you today. Thanks to everybody that are my members that are coming in. This is Jason has the steering wheel today. But that's okay. No, it's
put on your seatbelts.
He needs the practice. Yes. But thank you for your kind words for me today. And I'm accepting the challenge, and I told Jason I'm just gonna surrender and go for it and do whatever I need to do. So thank you. All right, golden yellow. All
right. Golden yellow. I put up the background for you today, it looks like.
Ooh, you did. How perfect is that? Hi, Terry at Holding Your Space. It's nice to see you too. Hi, everybody who's here. Yeah, we're glad you're here with us.
Reading for February. Thank you. What is coming up?
Hi, Kevin. Kevin's Loving Vibrations. How are you?
Hello, Kevin.
What's your February going to be like? Ooh. Okay. So golden yellow, I pulled 3 cards for you from my deck. And the first thing I get is peace. And there's nothing better than that, actually. Whenever we're trying to accomplish something, it's always wonderful, like if it can be done in a very peaceful manner. It looks like peace is coming your way, whatever situation you're in. However, that peace will bring you some beautiful inspiration. And look, it's working in your hands. It's got the light in your hands, in your heart chakra, thymus, and crown chakra. So something's going to come through for you, maybe a download that will help you figure out exactly what it is you want to do. And they're asking you to trust it. Whatever that comes through for you, knowing that you're surrounded by your angels and guides, will be the right thing for you. So trust it. Yep. That's what we all have to do. Trust the universe.
So first one I have is Valiant Courage, taking action. That's a new word. Action with passion.
There you go.
Aley and I were talking before the show today. January's been a little crazy for a lot of people and challenging in many ways. Aley told me a little bit about her current situation. So yes, definitely. There's a lot going on. Just trusting and not shutting down, trusting that things are unfolding as they should. Everything's for the better, even though in the moment it may not feel like that.
Yeah.
So just trusting that things will unfold as they will, and not shutting down. Keep moving forward, even if the what lies ahead might seem a little foggy, which I think a lot of us are in the same fog. So just holding true to what you feel. Some herbal cards here. Arnica, this is about the teacher.
Yeah.
And also in the background, you can see the wolf spirit. So wolf spirit is all about family, community, building a sense of, bonds with others, not necessarily your biological family. This could be your soul family. Spirit always pushes us to make connections with our soul family. Sometimes we make biology too much of a factor in our lives and our decisions. So if you don't have those connections, seek out your soul family. Also with the teacher, this could be about you stepping into guiding others in some way, showing what you know and your wisdom to others. Or it could also be, connecting with your spiritual teachers and possibly more downloads, as if we don't have enough going on right now. So,
Yeah.
And also it's interesting with these.
Hold on to your pants. Yeah.
It's interesting with these cards. I've been finding that the herbs, even though they have the spiritual significance, a lot of times that they're meaningful in other ways, especially if you can get them in teas, whatever else. I'm not a doctor. So Arnica, doing research that might be helpful. So
it's very good. Topically, it is too, for anything that's you've got sore muscles or very good.
Interesting. Yeah. So if you're feeling a little sore,
get some Arnica.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. Juanita's review, tips and advice, please.
All right. Let's see. I think she wants to be able to find her light. That was what she had said earlier. She wonders how she can do that. What tips and advice we might be able to give her.
Finding your light.
Finding your light. Is that right? I think that's right, Juanita. Tell me if I'm wrong. All right. All right. Finding your light. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Okay, Juanita, thank you, honey. So the first card I pulled for you is career. And Juanita, I think that you could probably have a career in one of the spiritual, metaphysical type. And we talked about this before, reading cards. And she's read with me on my channel. And but it takes it, we all would love to have more than just one thing. And if we could make it a career, that's always wonderful. But that's the card I'm pulling. And I'm saying a new beginning. So I don't know if it's going to be in spiritual or in another format, but it looks like you can find your light in a new beginning to something with a career here. And you'll be inspired. It says you will be inspired. This is the second time I've got this card. I'm feeling as though right now, and inspiration is breathing in. And so I think it will maybe even be in one of these wonderful downloads that we've been talking about, Juanita. So just be open to the light that will reveal itself to you. There you go.
First one I have here is flow. Sorry, my lighting.
Perfect. Wow.
So trusting the flow, running water, river, really powerful metaphor. So, we're on the boat. First, let go of the shore, let go of your fears.
Yeah.
And also acknowledging, we can't make the water run faster. We can't make it go slower. We just have to go on for the ride. Any types of obstacles for you is typically will come from being too much self-critical, self-judgment. So letting those flow away, and just go with the flow, trust spirit, and things will unfold as they need to. I don't see this card very often, so this is interesting. Starry Night, all about acceptance, all about surrender. The night, the stars, can't help but think about the spiritual aspects. So kind of what Aley was saying in terms of just, I don't know. The stars will guide, and they're the only things that stay constant in our universe. So just trusting that we do have that guidance.
Trust the stars.
And whatever you do, be prosperous, the bee spirit.
I love that little card. Look at that. It's a little elemental fairy there too.
Yeah. The fairies always have been coming up a lot. And it's just because
me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Juanita, it's funny with him saying about the stars. I wonder if you took an astrology class, if that would be something that you would prosper. And that's just a thought. I mean, it's you but especially since you say that doesn't always come up. I could use a little flow here. So everybody send me flow because I need my pipes to unfreeze. Thank you.
It's like literally flow.
Oh, that's funny.
I always share about this. I think this card's really interesting because I had it in the QHHT that I do, the hypnosis with regressions. I had a client who went back to life as a fairy. It was incredible. I knew it was possible, but when it happened firsthand, I was just like, oh my God, she called herself part of the Fae. We went through her lifetime, which is full of banquets and feasts and parties and everything else. And she started talking about her favorite insect was the bumblebee because they were fluffy. They'd also bring pollen for their parties, which I guess that's one of the things that fairies eat. So I can't help but thinking about connecting with the mystical, the magical, they exist. I've seen firsthand, or witnessed it firsthand in terms of a lifetime of a fairy. We all come from fairies at one point. So just really tapping into that childlike wonder about nature and all the different elementals and things like that. So
that's a wonderful story, Jason. Wow.
It is. I was like,
you could do that. Wow, that just blows my mind. I love it. Yeah.
And it's always interesting because you never know where people are going to go. And she just said, I'm with the Fae. And I just, Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Tell me
Oh,
all about
that
it.
touches. I know. I want to try that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
yeah.
mean, she was talking about leprechauns and fairy
Uh-huh.
circles, humans that would walk her through the forest. And I said, "Did you play tricks on them?" And she said, "Oh, no, 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 no." But she was like, "I know some others who do that."
Oh, wow.
I
That's
was like,
just
"What did
great.
you do? What would you do?" And she was like, "We'd hide their tools or do different things like that." But she
Yeah.
was pretty.
Nothing malicious. Yeah.
No, no.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
my
maybe,
goodness.
I don't know.
If you're one of the bad ones, I guess.
Yeah, she was hands off about that, so I don't think she wanted. Um, let's
Oh,
see. So thank you, Juanita. Sonia, is there something in my records that I need to focus on in my lifetime?
something in your records. It's very interesting that she came up next in this reading because she is very, very connected to the elementals. And you just kind of, I don't know, you just kind of gave her that whole talk about what the potential was. So I just wanted to pass that along. Wow. Okay. Need to focus on this lifetime.
So I guess the two things that I have is patience and healing. Typically when we have to learn patience, we we may have had a lot of lifetimes where we haven't been too patient, and I feel like in your case this might be it, where this time around cultivating patience will be healing for you. So if anything, those two kind of concepts working together is just showing you waiting for things to come. Again, I think this might be for all of us in terms of the flow, trusting things are unfolding as they need to. I'm wondering if you have a lot of physical ailments that might be stemming from impatience or taking too much on that you don't need to, shoulder pain, back pain, things like that. So just thinking about ways in which maybe your physical symptoms might be stemming from your resistance to the flow and not trusting maybe yourself, your inner wisdom, or that of your team. So that's where I was led.
Okay. That's very interesting because patience has always been something that I've had a hard time with, and I've had to learn how to. But I never ask for it. I always say, "Peace of mind, please. Peace of mind."
Yeah.
I don't want patience. No.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Sonia, that it says the first card says you have come back to the start to see what you missed before. I love that. I've never pulled this card. So you have come back full circle is what it's saying. And that's what the hero or heroine's journey is anyway. And so it's asking you to see with fresh eyes something that you've already seen. And the second one says you're an original. So let yourself follow your heart. So they're just saying to you, maybe do something differently this time. Because otherwise you'll get that repetition over and over again until we learn the lesson. We keep getting the same sort of problem or situation, circumstance. So all of us need to do that, really. We all need to figure out why things work the way they do. And sometimes there's just no answer. So we have to accept it. Thank you, dear.
It's something we all struggle with too, the impatience. So, and
yeah,
I've learned it's because everywhere else we can think something into existence immediately. Here, part of the Earth challenge is not being able to do that. So, however, that is speeding up with the changes and everything that's going on. So, having more faith in how much we can manifest and quickly is a good direction to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have Stouffer. We have the two Kevins and Stouffer here
in
Terry. And we also have Thomas from Terry UA. We have a lot of people here and certainly all the subscribers and stuff. Thank you, everybody. This is fabulous. Yeah. And thank you for giving Jason the chance to practice doing all yeah.
Practice my starring skills.
Yes, that's right. You need to do that.
Let's see. Greg.
All right. Can you find if my past life
On the U.S. West Coast is anything?
You know, it's very funny, Craig. I mean, I see that you've lived here before, as have I, and I'm back. I mean, I don't feel comfortable anywhere else except the left coast. I totally get it. But let's see what Jason can come up with here. Yeah.
I've been seeing this a lot. The fact of the matter, and one aspect that we all share, is a lot of us here have a mass collective trauma to get over in terms of Atlantis and Lemuria. So there has been, and I think it's getting stronger for a lot of people, where they're feeling this pull to one side or the other based on where they came from. So if you're not familiar with Lemuria, Lemuria was in the Pacific, Hawaiian Islands, Polynesia, all those are kind of, I don't want to say leftovers, but they were part of that continent. And then Atlantis was obviously in the Atlantic. They did exist. It was mass trauma and just how things unfolded and ended up. We're back here to kind of get over that. So one thing that I have been seeing is there is this, not a polarity, but there are people that are more, I need to be on the East Coast, or I need to be on the West Coast. So if anything, if this is the past life that you might be referring to, it's everything Lemuria. So things that you need to know are getting over fear, also trusting that things that are happening in the world we are on a path that is not like Atlantis and Lemuria was. We're on a path. I've been told the difference is that we are moving forward with compassion, even though in the media you might not see that. It's not a reflection, and Spirit's constantly telling me this is not a reflection of the current state of affairs. That's what's being broadcast, but we are in a much more compassionate way of living. So just if you look up things about Lemuria, the qualities of those people and what's missing or what you might be lacking in your own life, nature, connection with Gaia and the earth, natural healing and medicines, intuition. Another aspect of Lemurians that I've learned about is that they had the ability, their third eyes were wide open and they could see miles and miles and miles around themselves. So there's a lot there to work with. So that's my suggestion.
Yep. Wow. All right. Hi, Jeff. All right. First of all, I got here reality check. I love this. It's not just a unicorn. I mean, it is saying to you, you are exploring and you are doing it honestly. And your exploration is that you have found special place there. You have lived special place there. And that's why your familiarity with it makes you feel so, when you're there, how important that is. And you've come to some kind of a reconciliation. And I think that's exactly what Jason was saying. And maybe it is a lifetime in Lemuria. Maybe we all are dealing with that. When you started to say we've had collective trauma, I agree with you 100%. And I think we're going through it again with, the way the world is going. So it's like we're being nudged and reminded, oh dear, we don't want to go the same pathway we went in the Lemurian lifetime. There's some tough decisions to make, Craig, but it says you're at a crossroads and there's no going back. I don't know if you can afford to live on the West Coast, because right now where you are, you've been forever, but you should certainly spend as much time there as you can, because I think it does resonate for you. Yeah. Thank you.
I miss the West Coast, so.
I thought you were there. I thought you were in California. You're not in California?
No. Yeah, I'm in Colorado. I mean, it's still.
Colorado's beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful,
I thought you were
and
in
everything.
California for some reason. Okay.
I used to.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know that I had lifetimes in Lemuria.
Oh, sure.
That kind of figures into it too.
I get it.
I also thought I know the unicorn, also the third eye. So
True.
it's the symbolism with the horns.
It's
So
not just
just
horny. It's really works right there. I love the symbology of it. I really do. And it's like the third eye has poked out, you know, and that's
yeah.
what it is on the unicorn. It's kind of fun. Yeah.
Let's see. So thank you for the question. This is interesting. Hello,
This
Richie.
is.
Does each of these have its own
Oh,
form?
Richie, what a great question. Yeah. You know, one of the things that I find most fascinating is that movies we watch, shows that have been more science fiction type driven stories. You see different types of healing. Let's say if there's extraterrestrials, like in Alien, they're in a cocoon. I'm sorry, in Cocoon, they're in a cocoon.
Yeah.
E.T., with the finger, just know that he touches you and you're fine, and that kind of thing. And because we've seen so many things over the years, it just seems to me as though we already know so much. And they're just validations, because all of a sudden we find out, oh yeah, it's like even the silly Jetsons TV show. It pre-warned, we had meetings, we had a lot of microwaves, we had all that other stuff. So I'm thinking that, yes, we're already utilizing some of those forms of healing practice. We have been taught those forms and if that was through downloads or whatever. But I really want to know what you think, Jason.
Yeah, it's not as just based on part of it is science fiction. We do this whole talk about downloads now isn't really anything new. It's been happening for forever. Right. And that's a whole other topic, but a lot of innovations and technological advances have been inspired by downloads. That's not to say that we're incapable of doing it on our own. Right. But it's no coincidence that Einstein, during that time, there was many people that had the same kind of download all across the global, globally.
Yeah, Tesla
yeah.
Too.
So
yeah,
that's an example. So I think just kind of going along with your questions about healing practices, I don't know if they have their own form. I've had sessions with people who were ETs that did healing, and
okay.
The consistent thing has to do with we have the power to heal ourselves. We do have the power to heal each other without technology. And if anything, like the medical technologies or technologies that we have are just because we have forgotten how to do those things on our own. So that would be something to think about too. So even though they might be different, I think the core of we don't need something external to ourselves to heal ourselves is the common link.
We've got everything we need. Yeah, we do. And a lot of it is up here. I mean, I'm getting here that, we've flirted with some of their ideas. And but look what came up, the health card. I love that. And that's the question that Richie's asking. So the health card is saying we flirted with these ideas on health. And it says we have had perseverance and power, and there are going to be more great things to come that we will be able there. And they're even saying at this point with CRISPR technology and a few other things that, we may live to be 150, and that's okay if we're healthy 150, because we don't want to be burdens to even ourselves. So, but I love the question. I think it's fabulous. And I think we're going to learn more about it. Yeah.
Especially with, I feel like we're returning to sound healing. That was something that used during ancient Egypt. They had whole structures just constructed to magnify and amplify sound to heal people, which is really interesting. So I think we're kind of going, it's funny, we feel like we're going forward, but there's a lot of things that are coming to the forefront now that are ancient. So it's kind of,
I know, we're remembering them. Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Oh my
absolutely.
God, see, healing with sound? That's insane. And it's like,
or light. Yeah.
Nothing new. We're catching up.
Yeah. Nothing new. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I have just to add on to what we've been talking, soul star activation. So fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. We just have to remember who we are, and all that is. That's actually what I was going to touch on with the science fiction. It's a lot of science fiction is inspired, is downloads, are downloads. I know, who was it? Gene Roddenberry lived with a medium for like a year who was as a roommate, and she used to channel about stuff about galactic things and things like that. So a lot of what is portrayed in Star Trek, for example, is history or or the future.
Same
and even
thing with Star Wars. He was inspired downly, and then we can even go back further and there's writers. They don't write them. They sort of download this information. They just and they think, oh yeah, this is fun stuff, but really, it's more truth than fiction.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I before I knew that, actually, I had a session with someone, and I was talking with their higher self, and they said something about the prime directive, and I was like,
tell me about that. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, this sounds really familiar. So then I was kind of questioning, because I was like, is this person a Trekkie, and are they trying to? And the prime directive is actually a thing. It's something with the galactic community. So even the terminology that we have that we think is up. Yeah.
And look at the communicators that they used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flip phones.
I love it.
So great question, Richie.
Thanks, Richie.
Let's see. I saw something. Jason, can we intervene in Aley's situation for the highest good, like now?
Thank you, honey. Yeah. Just the fact that you guys are all sending me lots of love and light. I appreciate it. I'm trying to figure out what it is and why it is I have to go through it. And then, but I don't want it to seem like it's like the worst thing in the world. There are people going through a lot more BS than I am. So I'm trying not to, and I don't want to bring more of it onto me, but it's okay. I'll be okay eventually.
Sending good vibes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see.
I will.
Jazz.
Ooh.
I'd like to get guidance on how to work on my fears and anxieties holding me back.
Well, I heard surrender, and surrender is a lot harder to do when we believe we actually have control. We don't want to concentrate on the fears and anxieties because those will bring them more to us. And so it's almost as though you can, for me, I'm thinking you can call in your angels and guides, ancestors, spirits, and ask them to please help you go in the correct direction. Please help you have freedom from fear and anxiety, and ask them to clothe you and maybe work with putting some white or pink light around you. That's kind of what I'm getting, but I will definitely look at some cards as well. Yeah.
This kind of, I think, connects to what we were talking about with Lemuria and Atlantis. Part of our experience now is one of kind of our collective lessons is learning how to get over our fear, and for our own growth in order to release past traumas. This lifetime is particularly challenging because we have these downloads. We also have past life traumas. A lot of us came in wanting to resolve past life karmas, short-term, long-term karma, which is a term that I recently learned about through a session, that we, there's those types of things that we have to take several lifetimes to learn and resolve, or to achieve that balance. Short term, there's a lot of spirits here who just came into this life thinking, we're all overachievers on spirit side. I'm going to take care of everything this time around. So that means we're coming in with a lot of stuff on top of traumas in this lifetime, all the, everything that's going on in the world right now. So it's really challenging. And so part of it is, and I think this connects with that last card, is remembering who you are, that we are infinite beings, we are light. We not trying to control, but we do have a lot of impact on what we believe and feel. Fears. Higher self constantly says, if you let yourself be afraid, that's what you're manifesting. So it's like worst possible scenario. Even though that's kind of where we go, it's really important just to put that to the side and say, it's going to be okay. I'm supportive. We're not alone. We have a team behind us at all times, willing to step in and help us whenever we ask for. And then I also pulled this card, Earth Mother, feeling loved and comforted. At least I feel like in Western culture, we kind of overlook Gaia, and the Earth. She is willing to help us. She's a passive energy. You have to just tap in. She accepts a lot of things, ailments, negative thoughts, negative beliefs, fears. It's just a matter of making that connection. So if anything, going out to nature, taking a walk, sitting under a palm tree or pine tree, whatever.
There you go.
Just feeling that, being in that space of silence and peace it's a matter of training our minds to. It's a lot nicer to be under, in a space of just trust and rather than fear. So.
Absolutely. I pulled Archangel Raphael green. And so when you're talking about sitting in the trees and out with the trees and so on, all the green, give yourself some green energy as well. Heart energy. It's heart-centered, heart-based, and release, try and work to surrender. It's very, I'm not saying, oh yeah, no problem, just surrender. It's not easy to do. So yeah, much love.
Yeah. And I will add the thing that Spirit says time, or higher self say time and time and time again. We were justified in being afraid in past lives, for whatever that may be. A lot of us here now, we're healers, we're seers, we're not, part of the mainstream belief system. So we do have this deeply ingrained fear of being authentic, stepping into ourselves, trusting ourselves. So again, that's part of our challenge too, is letting it all go, which is easier said than done.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Financial.
Oh gosh.
Where do I need to soothe them?
I'm going to pull what I call the physical cards, the practical.
Okay.
That's where I'm going. Good, Jazz. You do trust yourself and work with Raphael. He's a wonderful angel to work with. Yeah. All right. What are these going to tell me today? Oh, thank you, Marilla. You're a sweetheart. I get the mask first. So the mask is, there's something going on with these people. I'm getting the feeling. And they're hiding their true intentions, or they're hiding something. Maybe there's a clause in your insurance policy that they're not following. I'll tell you that they would not fix my roof last year. And so everybody in this community helped me a great deal because I had a problem with my roof. But they told me they basically don't pay for anything. But I'm in a manufactured home. So, but there has to be a clause. I'm paying like $1,500 a year, really for nothing, throwing it right out the window. But I have to have it for my mortgage. So, I'm thinking they're covering something up, and that maybe it will work itself out because I'm getting a gift. I don't think it's the gift of having to pay $19,000 out of pocket. I think it's perhaps that, they're going to realize their mess. But look, I get a piggy bank. So it says saving money. I don't know. I'm thinking right now, maybe it might be worth it just to wait it out, but maybe later, if you don't get it, that you should definitely file something.
I think the waiting game is what I'm getting to. It's the murkiness, and the card I pulled really doesn't help me there. It's the direction guardian. Choose your own path.
Oh. Well,
so
maybe it's telling her that we can't tell you. You have to make that decision. It could be.
Yeah, that's what the kind of the energy feels like. It's like we're the master of what we decide and choose to do, and it almost feels like this is a sort of lesson or learning for you in terms of growth. I wonder if this type of situation different context has presented itself before. So paying special attention to that. Maybe you've taken a different direction in the past, and this might be an opportunity for you to take another road. So I don't know if that resonates at all.
Yeah, it's not really what she wants to hear, but we can't. Yeah. What the cards say.
So I hope it works out for you. Nevertheless.
Me too, of course. Yeah. Yep. April. You needed fixed, so you had to pay it. Oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. That's a long time. Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, it's Jeff. Okay. It's Jeff. So sorry.
We're going to do what everyone is going to do for eternity. We are all connected. Should impact the lives of our fellow man. What is free will?
I've talked about this before, actually, and it seems to me like when you're a little kid, and you go to the store and your mother says you can have all the what kind of cereal do you want? And you say, well, I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And mom says, you got to pick two. You just got to pick two. And so it's like limited free will. It's what I'm thinking. It's like mom's not going to buy all 5 boxes of cereal. You have to pick 1 or 2 and deal with that. And that's a kind of a silly metaphor, but it was you, Jeff. Okay, there you go. Yeah. All right. I love the question. I really do. I love the question. And there was somebody, we were thinking about the fact that maybe we have it to a point. My father used to be a fatalist. He used to say everything is preordained and there's nothing we can do about it. That's what he would always say. And yet I know he made choices. So, wow.
I feel like this is one of those questions that we're not, and this is not a cop-out, we're not designed to understand completely. There are
the egg. Yeah.
There are things that I've asked in sessions, and they're just like, you're just gonna have to take our word on it, because sometimes they aren't able to explain it to us because we don't have the vocabulary, the language, or the understanding. So it's that trust factor. I know that we do have free will in that we set up a life plan. We don't remember what it is in most cases. We have lessons that we're here to learn. but within that, we have choices that we can make. So the thing is, sometimes, you know, before we get here, we tell our spirit team, hey, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to learn. If I get off track, can you give me these nudges along the way to help me get back there? But they can't interfere and they can't change our life path. So if we're not on that path and we're, you know, we might have to make a decision towards where intuitively we feel we might be in a better place before they can really help. So it's free will, but
with a caveat, only 2 boxes of space.
Yeah, I remember. That's funny because I remember a teacher I had, a philosophy teacher, that talked about, you know, we think we have all of these choices, but just because we have the choice of the 5 boxes of cereal doesn't mean that we have freedom. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those
within the constraints of whatever your contract. Yeah, I'm always thinking it's that. Yeah.
So good question.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Let's see. So I think one more question.
Sure. As many as you want. Yep. Peacock Rainbow, do you have her somewhere? She was asking if we.
What was her question?
Don't know. Yeah. No, I just saw that she was asking if we got her question. And I said you were taking them, you know, you're taking them as.
Yeah, if you have a question, Rainbow.
Peacock Rainbow, yeah. Oh, how will her business do this year? That's what she's wanting.
Okay. I think I did start that somewhere.
You did, I think. Yeah. That's fine, though. And Carolyn, I will be happy to answer your question for you later if we don't have time. How will your business do this year? All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, I pulled 2 cards. The first one I got is that it's winter season. It's what they're saying. Winter season, and winter season might be slow. Now, I know you don't live in the United States, so I don't know what your season is like where you are. But it says that this is short-lived, and you don't have, you know, so once you get maybe to March, I'm guessing that things are going to get better. Things are sort of slow in the beginning of the year. And that's true of many businesses because of the, you know, the past, the holiday seasons and starting up something new, or meaning a new year starting. But look at this. They say, we know that you want to be in the driver's seat and you want to steer how you're doing. And they said, you are in the driver's seat, but you're in a self-driving car. And so let go of the wheel and let the car take you where you need to be. That's what I'm getting. And what I mean by that is, like, Elon Musk has a self-driving car where you don't have to drive. You just, I don't think I could do it. Honestly, I didn't trust it myself. But if you're in a self-driving car, that's going to move you forward or take you to your destination. And so you don't have, if you're in a the car driving, you don't have really the flexibility of, oh, I think I want to stop back here and have lunch. I don't know how it works, but anyway, they're going to take you right to your destination, but you've got to let go. You've got to say, this is what I want, bring it to me, and then let it go. Don't keep thinking about any lack or any limitation. That's important for everybody that's waiting for money or waiting for something to come. There you go.
So I got, let's see, the first one, ascending the mountain, keep going forward. So I had a sense that the keep on going that Aley was just talking about. So it may be a little bit of a struggle at the beginning, but, you know, kind of like and we go hiking a lot. It's challenging the first couple times around, but then you start to get your stride. So just kind of trusting that it's going to help you develop as a person as well. I have the Knight.
Ooh.
So being brave and honest. This one's important. It's not necessarily the warrior, it's being the compassionate warrior. So with a rose in the background, so just making sure, you know, you do stand up for yourself, and you do stay true to who you are and what you'll be doing. Have the warrior spirit, but do it in a way that's from a place of love and helping others. The last one I have is Thoth, Light Codes, Light, Initiation, Great Teacher, Awakening, and Divine Magic. Having fun and being open to receptive to asking for help. You're not doing this alone. Whatever you're doing, I'm sure your team is on board. So just being open to not being afraid to ask. They can't help if you don't ask for help and guidance. Kind of wondering what you're doing, especially I'm powerful spiritually. This card is, that was kind of a Yoda. Powerful spiritually, this card is. Yeah, Great Teacher, Awakening, Divine Magic. So I guess it's just, I'm being pushed to say that continually are always trying to figure out the best thing that we can do, especially if we're spiritual. Like I should be doing healing, or I should be doing Reiki, or I should be doing astrology, or whatever else. And when it comes down to it, Spirit always says we can do whatever we want. It's just how we do it. So that's what's important. So even if this business isn't completely in alignment with spirituality, just not forgetting that aspect of yourself that is powerful and is receiving information.
That's beautiful. So Peacock, you asked earlier, who is they? So they are our spirit guides and our masters and angels that are, we're giving you the message from them. They come through cards, they come through thoughts, they come through that way. And so it's never us. You know, we're just giving you the information that we got. I just wanted you to realize that. Thank you.
Yeah, I forget about that.
Okay. It's okay. You know, if some people newer to this need to,
yeah, when, I mean, especially on the spirit side, you know, it's a human thing to really see ourselves as individuals. So when they're, you know, whoever might be coming through, or whatever beings, sometimes they're collective, sometimes they just, they don't usually, I don't think I've heard them say I. It's usually we. So it's a team effort on the other side.
And if you ask for help, all you need to do, Peacock, is to say, I invoke my angels and my guides to come and assist me in what I need. You have to give them permission. That's all. And they'll come and do what they can. You may not hear it, but you'll hear it, or something will come that you'll see that they're working with.
We hear them more than we think we do. So just trusting your gut.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you for the question.
Thank you.
What was, you said that there was a question that you wanted to answer?
Oh, yes. If you go up above where you were with Peacock Rainbow, it's Carolyn Booker. And she's got a guide that she knew has passed. It was a singer that has passed. She knows. Oh. And this person has been coming the last 3 or 4 days, and she's wondering, will that guide be at peace soon? That she's feeling that, and Carolyn's got some of her own senses, and she knows, she knows that he's unsettled. So, yeah. So let's see what we can come up with. I think he just feels really comfortable with you, Carolyn, and I think he knows he can be there with you, and he's bringing you healing as much as you're bringing him healing. That's what I think it is.
Has this been a guide that she's had a lifetime with in the past, or is this
this lifetime? This lifetime. It was this lifetime. Yeah, it was someone that she knew, but he passed 30 years ago or so. And she said he's just come back in. This is like the anniversary of the time he passed. And so, Carolyn, this is just part of your divine mission and your divine purpose. And so look you've got the compass. I think he will, it's like he's saying, I'm going to take some time and go visit my old friend, and, it doesn't mean that he isn't with you all the time anyway, but I think perhaps the feeling that you're getting he's with you and needing comfort is new and different for you. And I understand why it's a little off-putting. Okay. They said, lead from your soul. Maybe it's time for you to tell him, all right, how long are you going to be here? Are you ready to go? Or is there anything else I can do for you? Yeah. Great questions.
So the first card I got is going forward. So this could be, Aley said, maybe this is the timing. Maybe this is the time where things, maybe, I don't know. It's not very clear. I feel like there's and this is also coming from this card, grace and gratitude. So just, enjoying that connection with him. It's not too often that I think this is the first time I've ever heard someone said, I'm, I feel kind of obligated or wondering why my spirit guide is around me so much. I think just having thankfulness for that connection and having that experience with him, especially. And I'm curious about, so I have the water guardian, which is connecting with your emotions. So maybe there's some emotional things connected with him or someone else in your life that you haven't completely dealt with. So maybe he's stepping in to help you kind of explore that a little bit more, things that might need to be released. So I would I don't know if you do, asking questions. And maybe something that
she communicates with him.
Okay.
It's just interesting because he's been around but not around, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
She also has she's like that works with ghosts. So
okay.
She's open that way. So
okay.
Okay. I just find there's something about you that comforts him. That's what I really feel. Yeah.
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 Well,
we're done, I guess.
No, we're done.
Unless you want to do more, that's fine. It's whatever you want to do. You're in charge again. But
yeah.
I think you did really well with the chat. I just want to say you've been
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Of course, everything could be worse. I hope you feel more comfortable doing it because it is something to get used to.
Yeah, it does take talent. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I don't want to, I was planning on an hour, so it's up to you.
That's fine. That's what I usually go. Yeah.
Okay.
Just anybody that's posting now, we're sorry. Usually at the very beginning of a show, we take questions, and then as we go along, we answer as many as we can. And so I did say an answer USW. Welcome to the show, and I'm sorry we're at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So but
next time,
please come back because usually if you subscribe and click the little button, the little bell, then you'll get a notice when there is a show and you can ask a question for either Jason or my show. So thank you all for being here.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And all the guests.
It is a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to say, well, I hate leaving all these people with questions, but you have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Next time. Just write it down, and at least for me, I open it up early, so you can post and come back when we start, or however you want to do it. So there's always options like that. So
good.
All right.
Well, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, moderators and guests. psychics that came in today. It's been like a merry-go-round.
Spirits. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wish you all the best with everything that's going on. Best possible outcome.
Everybody.
And we'll have to do this again.
We will. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, everybody.